This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com, and this is my Kentucky Derby video where I'm going to give out my top selection. Now, if you've followed my videos, you know on the road to the Derby, I covered 30 points races. I had 10 top choice winners win in those races. I think I had 20 of my 30 top choices finish in the top 3. And I've been covering the Kentucky Derby in my blogs over at the RunawayHorse.com on my Kentucky Derby page. So I've got a good feeling this year for the Kentucky Derby. And we have a 20 horse field, and the Kentucky Derby is going to be run Saturday, May 1st, 2021 at Churchill Downs, the 12th race, the Grade 1 Kentucky Derby. The purse is $3 million for 3-year-olds traveling 1.25 miles on the main track, and the scheduled post time in this 12th race is 6:57 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I'm not going to go through all 20 horses. If you watched my video, I did my 5 most likely Derby winners. I did my 3 live long shots. I did a video on how to bet the Kentucky Derby. So in this race, I'm just going to give out my top choice. And my top choice is going to come from one of my 5 most likely Derby winners. Now, some people were saying Essential Quality's been my #1 contender, and they thought in my 5 most likely winners that he was my top choice. I never said in there he was my top choice. I just said he was the most likely winner. I do like him in here, but spoiler alert, he's not going to be my top choice in this race. He is the favorite, and I'm going to be using him in a lot of tickets. Now, if you're interested in my Kentucky Derby full card analysis from Churchill Downs, you can go over to the RunawayHorse.com. It will be available tomorrow night, Thursday night, when I finish the full card. Now, I finished my analysis for the Kentucky Derby, so if you purchase that full card, I'll send you my Derby analysis first, and then I'll send the rest of that product when I get finished. So we're going to talk about some of the main contenders in here, and maybe some of the main prep races as well, and how I arrived at my top selection. Now, the Florida Derby winner, Known Agenda, is stuck on the inside, and I know a lot of people are going to eliminate him right away. Now, I did downgrade his chances, but I don't completely eliminate him because Churchill Downs has changed the starting gate. They used to run a gate and then an auxiliary gate in the Derby, and the horse inside always was pinched back and never really had a shot. So now last year was the first year that they had one starting gate specifically made for the Kentucky Derby with 20 stalls, but they only had 15 horses last year. It was run in September, and the post positions weren't really that important at that time. So now we're going to find out this year. We have a quality horse from the inside post, how much the inside post is affected with that new starting gate. Known Agenda is going to need some racing luck inside, but obviously the Florida Derby winner, he's fast enough to win this race. He's classy enough. He's been really good with blinkers, and he does have some stalking speed. So if he can work out some kind of trip from that inside post, maybe he can do something in here. Some of the other likely contenders, Mandaloun is one that's a live long shot. He was in my live long shots video. He won the Risen Star Stakes at 1 1/8 miles, and he earned a good speed figure, but then he came back and he ran poorly in the Louisiana Derby, but he has been training forwardly for this race. Medina Spirit is Bob Baffert's representative. Baffert's won the Kentucky Derby 6 times. He was second in back-to-back races in the San Felipe and Santa Anita Derby, and he won the Robert Lewis, and he was second in the Sham Stakes. So he's one that's always finishing in the top 2. He tries hard, but he's not the typical flashy Baffert horse that costs a lot of money with a strong pedigree. They only paid $35,000 for him. He doesn't have a strong pedigree, but he has a lot of heart. He likes to go out there and try hard. But he hasn't gotten any faster since January. Hot Rod Charlie is one certainly for Doug O'Neill that's a contender. He won the Louisiana Derby, a Midnight Bourbon. He won the Lecomte, and then he hit the board in the Risen Star and Louisiana Derby. The Wood Memorial this year didn't seem that strong. Now, I think that Dynamic One, number 11, at least has some kind of shot to finish somewhere in the money. But the Wood Memorial didn't seem like a strong race, and it's been a long time since a horse from the Wood Memorial's actually done well in the Kentucky Derby. I didn't think that the Tampa Bay Derby or the Sam F. Davis, either of those races, I didn't think they were particularly strong. So I don't really like Helium in here, even though I did pick him at 15-1 as my top choice in the Tampa Bay Derby. Same goes for Hidden Stash. I just don't think he's good enough. Essential Quality is your 2-year-old champion. He's 5 for 5. He's versatile. He can beat you from anywhere on the racetrack. He can handle a distance of ground. He won the Bluegrass Stakes at 1 1/8 miles, running down lone speed, highly motivated last time. He can stalk. He can close. He closed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile to win that one. He's been my top choice in all of his stakes races in my videos, the Breeders' Futurity, Breeders' Cup Juvenile, Southwest, and Bluegrass. Again, I said I'm not picking him on top in here, but he is a solid contender. The 15, Rock Your World, he's one that can wire the field, but we're going to find out. He's an unraced 2-year-old. He won the Santa Anita Derby wire to wire. If he can get out there and control the pace, maybe he can go all the way, but he just doesn't have the experience and that some of the other top contenders in this race has. That is a bit of a concern in here. No doubt that he has a lot of raw talent, just don't know if he's good enough. King Fury of the Lexington Stakes fell apart on a wet track last time. That probably isn't going to happen in this race. Highly motivated, not sure he wants to go this far, but he is fast enough to win this if he can. I didn't think the Arkansas Derby was a strong race. Soup and Sandwich, poor post, and then Bourbonic, the Will Memorial winner, very poor post, stuck out in post 20. So the logical contenders in here, if you watch my top 5 most likely winners, watch my live long shots video, you'll know some of the horses that I like. Obviously, Essential Quality is the one to beat. I would not be upset at all if he won this race. But I'm going to go with my top choice. My value top choice in here is number 9, Hot Rod Charlie, for trainer Doug O'Neill. Doug O'Neill's won the Kentucky Derby 2 times. Both of the horses that he won with, I'll Have Another and Nyquist, both of those horses ran 2 times during their 3-year-old season. They also had foundation, a good 2-year-old foundation. Then they came back and ran 2 times, 2 well-spaced races, and then they were ready to peak in the Derby. And that looks like the case with Hot Rod Charlie. Again, he was a quality horse. They put blinkers on him last year in his maiden race, and he finally won that one, tracking the pace and getting the job done. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile out in post 12. He rallied wide. He finished second, beaten 3/4 of a length at 94-1 odds. Came back this year in the Robert Lewis Stakes. Medina Spirit was able to keep on going. He finished third by a neck. That was a good start off the layoff. In Louisiana Derby, he got out there. He got in front, and he was able to wire the field. Midnight Bourbon finished second in that race. Flavien Prat's going to ride. Now, Joel Rosario's been riding him, but Rosario, at that time, he was torn between Concert Tour, Hot Rod Charlie. Doug O'Neill needed a decision. He went with Flavien Prat. Flavien Prat, one of the best riders in the country, top rider in Southern California, and he's won the Derby before on Country House. So Flavien Prat has a lot of options with Hot Rod Charlie. He drew a good post, and Hot Rod Charlie, number 9, is going to be my top choice in the 2021 Kentucky Derby. Now, if you want all of my analysis, win, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, super high 5, pick 4, pick 5, pick 6, all the undercard races at Churchill Downs. You can find all of that over at therunawayhorse.com. You can purchase that on my sales page, and that will wrap up this video. And I'll be back next week. I'm going to recap the Kentucky Derby and then preview the Preakness Stakes. Now, I hope everybody has a lot of luck in the Kentucky Derby and cash some tickets. And I want to hear in the comment section if you're cash, that you cashed. And I want to know who you like in the Derby as well. And that will wrap up this video. Good luck in the Kentucky Derby, and I'll see you next week.